Now we're in phase three, which is finalizing and implementing. By now, you should have made a lot of choices on what kinds of things you want to teach, what kinds of services you want to provide, and what kinds of things you want to have in your Hagwon business. So the first thing you need to do is you need to finalize your curriculum, meaning you need to know for sure exactly what you're going to teach, so that if any parent were to ask you, so what does your school teach, and what can I expect my kids to learn, then you can tell them exactly, which books you use, what kinds of activities you do, and how all of that will help their son or daughter improve their English skills and get great results. So I share exactly more in detail what I do, and this goes into a little more detail than in phase two. And I also share some advice on what you can do for your Hagwon. Once you've finalized your curriculum, then you need to finalize your assessment system, which is how you will keep track of your students' progress. So I share some of the things I do and share how you can do it, and share why it's important to keep track of your students' progress and be able to show parents how their child or children are progressing in their studies. And then we go to step three, which is very important, the fun part, which is marketing your Hagwon business to people in your community, both offline and online. And in this step, I talk about things that I have done, marketing tools that I have created, and ways to market your business in your community. Then we talk about further decorating your space, such as, more things like posters or logo stuff or designs on your wall, or, little things like flowers, stuff like that. And then we talk about, getting signs for your business. These are like the big signs you see outside of buildings. And I talk about how I got my signs and the process I went through, and about how much it costs and everything. And then we get into your consulting system, which is quite important. This system is basically how your consultant, or how you will talk to parents and actually get them to pay you money to send their children to you. So I share how we do it and talk about ways that you can lead people to not only come to your Hagwon, but to make them feel comfortable and trust you enough to send their children to you. And then we talk about your marketing campaign, which is pretty much, putting into action your marketing plan, and talk about, how you can schedule it, and things you can do and things that I have done, and explain ways that you can successfully bring people to your Hagwon business. And then we talk about your first month, which is basically we review everything that you have planned up until now and make modifications as needed. Basically, for me, I made a lot of mistakes, in every single phase. And in this phase, basically, back to, my curriculum. My curriculum was very weak when I first started, but, I showed people that I was confident, and, that's very important. I didn't have an assessment system, which was a very big mistake, and I didn't have much marketing material to start out with. And lastly, I wasn't confident to make a sale, which is it might be ironic, but, I was afraid to tell people they have to give me money to send their children to my school, which, shouldn't be the case. Like, you're operating a Hagwon, and you're supposed to get paid money, right? So I basically share my experiences and how you can prepare to effectively operate your Hagwon business. back to, getting paid and not having marketing material and basically not being confident in my business. This is how I felt when I first started. And there are still times where I may not be totally satisfied with my, everything my Hagwon has to offer, and which is why I'm always looking for ways to improve it. But, that shouldn't stop you. You will not be perfectly ready. I don't know if that grammar is probably wrong, but you know what I mean. But more importantly is, taking action really, and you will make mistakes. But the important thing is to learn from those mistakes and adjust. And as this guide is accessible for a lifetime, so you can also just ask me any question you like, and anything that is missing from this guide, I will add it. So please feel free to ask me any questions. Just contact me via email or through the contact page on this website, and I will definitely add it to the guide. So please don't be afraid to ask. I welcome any suggestions, and I want to do my best to help you avoid the mistakes I made so that you don't have to stress as much as I did when I first started. So I wish you all the best in starting and operating your own English Hagwon business in Korea. And please feel free to continuously contact me and let me know how it's going.